Whoop. I am live. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Yes, I think today is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Welcome Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning. It's either Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning for some of my people who will be jumping in here as we chit chat today. So I'll allow some of you to come on in here. When you come in, you know what you need to do, right? You know that you need to say, "Hey, friend," just like you know what, and it says Facebook user, but I know that this is Desiree. I know that this is Desiree. No one has to tell me. No one has to say who she is. I know who it is. Hello, Desiree. How are you? So, yes, girl, because you know I am getting ready to go to the tropical island, and I had to get myself together. So this will be my last official, professional live for the week because I will be on vacation mode. So go ahead and invite, if you are one of our coaches, go ahead and invite one of your coaching besties here. Share this and share this out because we're going to really just have a really heart to heart conversation about, is it okay? Like, is it okay to say that my current life um, don't do it for me anymore? Like, is it okay for me to say that my current life no longer fulfills me? And is it okay to say that I'm just really sick and tired of being tired of my current life? And and how can we really cultivate a different perspective or a different mindset of how to align, right? How to finally get into alignment with what we really want. What we really want, which is it's an unapologetic truth. It's an unapologetic truth that we're so afraid to speak. But if I gave you permission today, because we're going to talk about it, I'm going to give you some permission today to say, F this life. Like, I no longer want this perspective of who I am. I no longer want this perspective of the mind that I have. I no longer want this perspective of how I'm moving in life. I want something different. I want something more. Hello, beautiful Coach Tamasha. How are you? So make sure that you invite a couple of people in here because we're going to get started. And I just really want to have this beautiful conversation because it really has like been on my heart because we have more and more and more coaches coming into the institute, and their lives are being transformed once they leave out, and they're like, what the hell is going on? Like, what is happening to me after I go through this 2-day experience? And it's really kind of hard to go back to your old ways. Like, really honestly, after you take the course, it's really hard. Or I can talk about my course because that's what I teach. But even once you experience something in life that was so traumatic, right? You experienced something in life that was so traumatic that changed you, which then altered your perspective, and then you get back, you know what I'm saying? You get back into the flow of life, and because that event changed your life, you no longer can go back to who you once were. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So we really need to talk about this type of stuff because we're lost, y'all. We are lost. Mental health, mental illness is at an all-time high. And that's my field. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what I love. I'm having more and more and more referrals, and not just referrals from people who are in a position where they need more. I'm now having more and more referrals from people who have what they need, but it's still not enough, right? It's still not enough. So we need to start having these conversations. If you are a conscious thought leader, if you are a person of humanity and you say that you believe, I'm a God girl, so y'all know that's what I talk about. But if you say you have faith and you believe and you have some skills or you have things that you do for yourself that makes you feel better about living and about growing, then you really should be having these type of conversations on your timeline. You should be having these type of conversations in your home. You should be having these conversations in your community. So I'm just doing my due diligence. Whenever we have a crisis in the world and everybody, gets on social media and they like, oh, we should be doing this. We should go in March and we should take a stand and woo, woo, woo. And a lot of people don't do anything because a lot of people don't know what to do. So what I've learned for myself is to hold myself accountable and just having a voice for those people that I know that I can reach, right? So you can always have a voice for people that you know that you can reach. And however you reach them, you do it in that way. So if it's on social media, if you have a public platform where people engage with you, then you do that, right? Yes, because we are positioned. We are positioned to serve. We are servant leaders, and it is so beautiful. So I posted this a couple of days ago, right? This is how I hold myself accountable. And then it was so funny because, I'm packing and I'm getting ready to go. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this alert goes off. Like, with Kendra, you have to do a live. And I'm like, oh, I don't have time. But this is how I hold myself accountable. So if you have a hard time with holding yourself accountable, you should do things like this. You should set yourself up for success. So I have set myself up to be here at 8:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if I would not have shown up, some of you who saw that I was supposed to show up, you would have been here. And then I would have been doing a disservice to you. So because I don't like failing people, and you know why the reason why I don't like failing people? Because I hate failing myself. I hate that shit. I hate when I say that there's a goal that I want to fulfill in my life and I do not do it for myself. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about. And we beat ourselves up over and over and over again. So because I don't like doing it to myself, I surely do not like disappointing other people. So eyes are here, y'all. Eyes are here. And I'm glad y'all are now coming in here to be nosy. So share this out. Hello, Coach Claire. How are you? So share this out to share it on your page. It's okay. I promise you I won't be too unapologetic. I'll be nice. So you can share it. You may not want to be around your kids though, because y'all know, I'll drop a little bomb every now and then, which is, just total language for me, but you know how y'all be in y'all feelings about stuff. So share it with people that you know are in a position to not only reflect on what I'm going to say, but to cultivate it in their spirit and help it match, maybe a perspective in their own heart where they then maybe want to share with other people or people who need to be just uplifted, right? And without all that babying, because I don't do all of that. Like, that's what's wrong with us now. Everybody, wants to be baby, but the world is changing so fast, y'all. And with or without us, if we don't show up, if we do not show up for ourselves, we're going to get left, and not left like physically. We're going to get left spiritually. We're going to get left emotionally. We're just going to get left unable to. There's no share button. There's no share button. There should be. Let me check it out real quick. And we will start in just 1 minute. Y'all just give me a minute, y'all. Give me a minute. Claire, if you go, no. Claire, are you tuning in from my main page, or like where are you? I don't know where you're tuning in from. Because if you go to my main page, my Kendra Smalley page, you can share it there. Um, yep. And also in Conscious Thought, in our lab, in the Conscious Thought Leader Lab, it's in there too. So it's streaming from a couple of places. So I see people in a couple of places. Yes. So here we go, y'all. It is okay to say my current life just doesn't do it for me anymore. Just think about it. Are you like in a position in your life right now where, maybe you're trying to increase your income, and you're working? I mean, child, you probably driving Uber or Lyft, you doing DoorDash, you working a full-time job, and you're trying to build like this business, and it's still just, does not seem to be yielding, what it is that you need. Maybe you're that person, or maybe you're the person where you're really trying to, just find love. You've been in a couple of relationships in the last year, and they just have not been working out for you. And, and now, you're by yourself. It's like a roller coaster ride, right? Maybe you're that person, and, you're sick and tired of that life too. Or maybe you're the person who have been in the same career for a very long time, and you really can do it, with slob drooling down your face, halfway awake. You don't have to put on no special clothes, because you can do that job in your sleep. But you're so bored. Like you're so freaking bored. Maybe you're that person, or maybe you are the person who has it all. Maybe you feel like I can pay my bills. I got a decent relationship. I have children, they doing their thing, but I just still don't feel fulfilled. Like, because if it wasn't me, would all these people be able to thrive? Because if it wasn't for my sweat equity that I put in every day to make sure that everybody is good. Like that's who I am. I make sure everybody is good, but I'm not good. Maybe you're that person. So I'm going to tell you that at any time, y'all, you can break up with your current life. You do not have to stay in that life, but what you do have to do is challenge your next level of perspective. And the only way that you can do that is you have to use your heart to transcend your mind. Because what's happening is you are living in a program that is your daily routine. It has been your daily routine for I don't know how long. And that's really all you know how to do. You only know how to be in that flow. But in order for you to transcend your mind, you really have to disrupt your frequency. Like you have to cause a disruption in how you move every single day, how you think, right? And then how you apply new relationships and things that are like jumping out at you, that's begging you to change. It could be like you met somebody woo-woo like me. I've been using this woo-woo lately because I have two clients who just always tell me, they're just like, Coach, you're so woo-woo. And I'm like, what is that? So woo-woo is just stuck in my head. You probably have met somebody that's woo-woo like me, who always is talking about the heart and, talking about vibrations and frequency and manifestations and universal love and blah, 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 blah. And you really are not used to that language, but you're now meeting people that are speaking in that language. That is like, that's a spiritual awakening and awareness. Woo, 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 woo. Here we are. We need for you to listen, because these are the things that you are now attracting that are trying to get your attention, because it wants to challenge your current perspective. Hey, Nappy Coach, how are you? Okay, I was heading your way. Okay, great. Just let me know when you get here because you are the person that needs to be headed my way. Or maybe you've been seeing like different books, maybe they've been spiritual books or books on entrepreneurship or books on life coaching or just books that are kind of like in alignment with one another. Or you're hearing people, you're listening to podcasts and you're hearing like these words, over and over and over again that you typically do not like engage in. So I'm telling y'all, the universe will send you signs that says to you, it's okay. It's okay to, maybe to challenge your faith and what you believe in, because it's not serving you, because you're definitely not practicing it where it's yielding you any type of growth, whether it's spiritual or whatever. It's not. So maybe it's okay if you try, meditation. Maybe it's okay because you've been now listening to these podcasts and seeing these books and flipping through, just flipping through social media, and you're seeing people talk about, meditation or yoga or mindfulness, like all of these different things. Do you think it's a coincidence? Do you think those things are a coincidence? I learned this probably about in my mid-20s, that when you start seeing patterns of words and objects and types of people, when you start seeing patterns of two or more of those things, then you have to truly stop and reflect to see why it is so relatable. Why are you attracting that? Why have you become a magnet, right, of this new system? That maybe it's your heart, because y'all, your heart will tap out. You hear me? It will tap out. It'll be like, damn, I've been trying to get her attention. I've been sending her the new patterns. I've been sending him the new programming. I mean, I even let him meet a whole woman who is so different than any woman he's ever dated. And he messed that up. Or I even let her meet a man who never, did things that no one ever did for her. And she messed that up. Because in your soul, what you're saying to yourself is, this life no longer does it for me. And I want excitement. I want fulfillment. I want abundance. I want happiness. I want joy. I want peace every single day. Right? Not just sometimes. I don't want to be like on this, you're on a roller coaster, right? I am a roller coaster junkie. And at first, you just on there, you waving at everybody, talking about, woohoo, yeah, because I'm gonna take that hill today. And you just coasting. That probably happened about maybe 1 minute in the ride. Then you start going up, but it's still a good coast. That's how life is until you hit that top and then boom, that drop. And then you don't know how long that boom is going to happen until you come back off of it. Y'all, that's not how life should be all the time. That's a roller coaster ride, not life. But because we are so afraid to break up with our life that no longer yields us like freaking full, like happiness and excitement, because we're so afraid that we have to leave people. We may even have to move, y'all. We may haven't even, that's like, it's scary, I know. So we may even have to move. We may have to get rid of some things. I just went through that. I just went through things that no longer served me, and I had to get rid of things, right? It could be beliefs. I already went through that. I was 19 going through that. It could be your beliefs that no longer serves your growth, where you're happy all the time, right? It could be your core values. Maybe you're out of alignment with, you know, how you should be flowing in life because you haven't aligned them with your principles. So you may need to go back and reevaluate those because you could be, you know, harboring, you know, your ex somebody's principles or values, or your parents. You may be harboring theirs, or, you know, just your heritage. And you don't even believe in, like, you don't even believe in it, but because you want to keep that heritage alive and going, and you want to stay in culture and blah 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 blah, because this is family. You know, this is family legacy and history, but it doesn't serve you. And so we be so afraid to break up with things that no longer serve us. And sometimes you got to throw your whole damn life away. Like, you know what? You know what? Life just, just throw it away and start over. And at any time, you can start over, because every time you take a breath, it is new life. Every time. Look, do you see how many new lives I've just had? Like, child, I ain't had, well, how many minutes I've been on here? So for 21 minutes, I ain't had 21 new lives. That fast, because every time we breathe, new life is happening. So at any time, you can say, this life no longer does it for me. And the next second, boom, I'm going to change. I'm throwing that whole life away. I don't want it. LaKendra, what were you thinking? Why would you even go through that relationship? Why would you even tolerate that lazy friendship? Why would you even do another side gig when you're trying to get this gig together? Like, why are you overdoing everything? Why are you stressing yourself out? Why didn't you just invest in yourself? Why you just didn't take that class because you knew that was something that you wanted to do? Why you just didn't connect with that person? Come out of the fear. So what? They're not the same color as you. So what? They don't look like you. So what? They don't believe in the same thing that you believe in. But it was an experience that your heart wanted to have, right? Oh, the court team is here. Hello, Coach Ronita. Nappy Coach. Oh my gosh, I have so much like good news to tell y'all. I'm so super crunk, right? So I'll talk to y'all later. Yeah, throw the whole life away. Press a hard reset. I like that. The eclipse is coming, and it means transition. Whether you, yes. So y'all know what I say. With or without consciousness. Y'all hear me? Those who are on YouTube, hey YouTube, what's up? You know, Facebook, we are in our business Facebook page and on my private page. With or without you consciously, you are going to have an experience unconsciously. With or without you consciously, you will still have an experience unconsciously, subconsciously, right? With or without you. Your mind don't care if you conscious. It really doesn't care, because it has enough programming and enough systems in place to run with you walking like living dead. It doesn't need you. But it's when you bring that heart into it, y'all. So I am the CEO and owner of the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs. And I have produced, you know, some of my greatest life work, you know, in the Institute. And one of them is the 2-day intensive life coach certification, where I have created a humanities model that really centers you back with the heart. It's like open heart surgery. 2 days. I have people who have been going through therapy for years who's like, man, I just should have started here. Yeah. Then go, right? Then go, because then you'll be able to, your heart will be open, right? Your posture would be a little bit more positioned, right? And awareness. And then you can go and like really speak to a professional and get the work done, right? So once you go through this 2-day intensive, right? And then you hear that care model, right? The care model, you know, I teach it's about 3 by 3-4 hours. It's a 3 or 4 hour teaching that I'm doing. It drains me, y'all. It drains me every time, but it levels me up every time I teach it. And it also levels the students up when they hear it. So by the time you're done, right? We're done, 2 days are over. Now you're on day 3 and something is happening because I have helped you to disconnect from your brain where your heart has now increased, like the space, so you got the heart, right? And then you got, the rib cages and all that. And so you feel like you're suffocating all the time because you're not breathing right. You barely making it through the day, just panting. Do y'all know that we don't even breathe the way we supposed to breathe every single day, right? We're not even mindful of that. We're just barely taking those full breaths, like filling up the lungs and doing what they need to do in order to give us that energy in our blood, right? So this is what your heart look like now. It's suffocating. But when you take something that challenges your heart to grow, this happens. Y'all see that space? You got all this space now, and you don't know what to do because now your heart is challenging you to transcend the mind, to make them work together, to unprogram all of that mess you've been harboring, you've been carrying, all of that baggage that you've been carrying, all of those hidden negative things that you've been saying to yourself. People who you've been tolerating, you ain't even like their ass. You just been tolerating people because you've been so afraid. But now you got space. And the heart is like, ooh, woo, 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 woo. Whoa. She letting us breathe. I can beat now where you can hear it, you can feel it, you can feel life. Right? You actually start feeling life and you have no idea what's going on, right? And it's a vibrational field is what's happening. So the vibrational field of Unanda, that's what I call it. It's Unanda. It's love. It's the next level of love that is taking over everything that is inside of you. Because your heart is now rejoicing. It's happy. And everything that is happening is in vibration of love. Basically, y'all, we are just, if we were free, if we could really be free, if, like from the time we come out of mommy's belly, we butt ass naked when we come out, right? If we could just live butt ass naked without having to worry about, the shame, we would. And let me tell you how I know that this is true, because I just be naked in my house and I love it, right? I love this state of being where I can just be like all them clothes and shoes, that it just don't serve me well. So that's how I know that we really are supposed to really just be more free, and we really are centered with love. Unanda, love. Like we're centered with it. It's love that permeates everything, right? Like agape, right? It permeates everything about your life. And when you challenge your heart to expand, right? You got the rib cages, everything is expanding so that heart can fix its posture, because it's been on the lean. We just be walking around here on a lean like this. Oh, but when the heart fixes its posture, then love permeates everything. Everything then falls in the vibration of love. And it's a different state of being. And it's beyond the mind. It's beyond the programming of the mind. And when you get to that point, you have no choice but to accept change, but to leave people that no longer serve you, but to pack your bags up and leave sometimes, to move, just pack your whole damn family up and just be like, I don't know where we moving to. We just gonna trust the process and we just gonna go, right? Have some responsibility in there. What is the disclosure that I need to say? Be responsible adults, right? We are adulting on here. We are students of excellence, right? Learn to think for yourself. So just imagine feeling more love from like your lover. Can you imagine this? If you with somebody, if you with somebody, send me some hearts. I can't see them, but if you with somebody, put that somebody name in the comments and celebrate your man, celebrate your woman. If you're with somebody, just imagine feeling more love from that person, and they don't want anything from you. They just want to love you. Imagine that. Like, close your eyes and imagine that. Especially those of you who crave love and you just dreaming about that next, beautiful relationship that you don't want to only be happy in it sometimes, but all the time. That's the same love, right, that you hold for yourself. A love that doesn't want any type of self-gratification. It only wants you to complete fulfillment. That's all it wants. That's all the heart wants from you. It only wants you to complete fulfillment. It wants to breathe. It wants to be free. However you define free, that's what the heart wants from you. Like a lover that just wants to love you and wants nothing back in return, but to see you have a smile on your face and living your life without suffering and sadness and, like a roller coaster. Like who wants a roller coaster relationship? That's not even normal. But we've been taught that it's normal. And that's the reason why so many of us are stuck in poor relationships, not only with other people, but with ourselves. So the next thing is you may just need to break up with yourself. Throw that whole life away and find meaning and purpose. Meaning and purpose that where you're not just focused on 5 or 6 jobs, trying to make money, because I'm telling you, when you stop focusing like that, then you will attract what you need, where you don't have to be working, like they say, working like a Jamaican, where you don't have to just be, nickel and diming yourself. You can find some substance in your life, but you've been up here for so long and you got to, right, transcend that. And the only way that you can do that is tapping back into your heart, which is back into the love for yourself. What is your vision? Sit down, sit your little busy butt down. Okay. Breathe, blow it out, get you something to write with, turn off all the music, turn off all the television, turn your phone off, and you spend some hours with yourself. Focus and write your vision down. What is the end result for your life? Get back into your heart. Because it's suffering. It's like, ooh, I just want, look at that. Look at that trying to beat. It's just trying to beat. It wants to beat, but you got to create space for it. And the way that you create space for it is you got to break up with some stuff. You got to leave some stuff behind. And prospectively, when you say like leave some stuff behind, I don't mean like, you got to just like literally leave people, but we're talking about they're no longer serving you. So they no longer deserve all of your time and energy. You may just need to call and check on them from time to time, but these are not the same people that you need to be living with constantly in your life. If you can, you're doing everything with these people, constantly. They're just constantly draining you and draining you and draining you. They're keeping you from growing. So when you break up with your own self, you got to sit down. I'm gonna tell you exactly how to do it. You sit down, you turn off everything, all of distractions, because your mind is distractive enough. It's gonna already be playing stuff, right? So you need nothing else to be bothering you. And you write down vision statement, right? And you start tapping back into your desires and your passion, and you write out how you want the end result of your life to look like. So if you were 80 years old and your 80-year-old self was talking to your 46-year-old self, what is the story? What is the connection? What is the story that the 80-year-old is going to tell you? What is it? And if your 46-year-old self is having a hard time with communicating with the 80-year-old self, then sometimes you got to go back to your 7-year-old self and have a conversation with her or him. Because, that child will tell you. That child will tell you every dream and every passion that you ever had, and you just ignored it because you have been so out of alignment with truly what you desire in your own life. Truly what you desire. So it is okay to say, hey, my current life sucks and I'm starting this shit over. It's okay. It's okay to say that. And you can say it unapologetically. You can say it just like me. Or you can be even bolder and say it. Because it's nobody's business what you decide to do in your freaking life to have happiness every day. Every day. Every day, I am like challenging my mindset and my perspective. LaKendra, why do we have to do it this way? Is this the only way that we could possibly do this? Why are you saying this to yourself? Find another way to speak to yourself. Be nicer. Be kinder. Give yourself more love. Why do you feel that you have to go there? How is it going to serve you? How is this event going to serve you? Why do you think that you got to be everywhere? Like, I just have these conversations with myself because constantly I'm saying to myself, oh, yesterday life, didn't like it. Today, new life. Boom, let's get it. I sit down, I write my goals out. I have a focus. I'm centered. I'm showing up. It's very intentional how I live. So what I had to say even to myself is that, hell, I can't even date everybody, like I ain't made for everybody. Especially if you don't flow like this, if you don't flow like I flow. Because I live a very intentional life. I know exactly what my end result looks like. I see it, I dream it, I breathe it, I speak to it. Every day, you got to start speaking to your future as if it's happening. I remember when I said I was going to be a CEO, because my mama was a CEO. So I was like, I'm going to be a CEO. And I used to literally just be like, what's up, CEO? LaKendra, hey, girl. And look at me now, y'all. I run a global company that's getting ready to even go to the next level. I did that for me. And then because I did that for me and I had to clear up clutter. I had to move around. I had to make some space for my heart to beat. Then I vibrated so loudly that now I'm attracting people that are just like me. Amazing, amazing, beautiful life to live. where you can have these type of conversations and be woo-woo and people not think that you're crazy or that it's impossible to change your life. It's just like, no, I've been in education for 40 years. This is all I can do. It's a damn lie. It's more that you can do because of that. And you don't have to stay stuck in that life. You don't have to stay stuck as a police officer. You don't have to stay stuck as a doctor. I get it, y'all. I get it. Everybody ain't radical like I am. But what I'm telling you is you can choose happiness every single day. And it takes what? Because I know y'all been waiting for the word consistency. You have to be consistent. You can't be half-assed in your life anymore. You too old for that, for one. You too old for it. But you're trying to tell your kids how to live, and you can't even be consistent with yourself, but you want your child to be consistent. You want your spouse to be consistent. You may even be running a business and you want the people who work for you to be consistent, but you can't do it. And that's the reason why you got this friction, going on, because the heart is like, child, oh, why is he or she trying to get them people to do stuff that we not even doing? I'm trying to tell her to do it, and she won't even do it, but she raising hell with everybody else. You want all of these expectations of life to happen for you, and you don't even give it to yourself. I told y'all, only invite people in here who can take it, because we live like this every day. You know why? Because I coach people like this every day, who can give you the best advice. Oh, they're so educated and smart. They've read so many books. They've seen so many documentaries, and they're just so smart. And they can tell you how to do it, but they can't show you. They don't have not one experience. They don't know what the pain feels like. They don't know what that inner voice feels like when you're on that journey. All they can do is just give you the fluff to what they've read, because they're good readers. Maybe they're smart or something. I don't know. I can't even remember shit that long. So I talk from a current passion, what's happening with me right now in the now. But consistently, I'm going to always show up, no matter what. And perfection is not my motive. The show up is my motive, because in the show up, I'm going to get some glimpses of what consistency looks like, what my genius self looks like. I'm gonna get some glimpses of that, and that glimpse is enough for me to know that I can really show up in excellence and meet my highest self. I used to, I didn't get into Oprah until like after 30. I wasn't an Oprah chick. So after 30, I got into Oprah because that's when she started like really doing like work in Africa, and I was like really centered with my own personal goals. So that kind of like what is attracted me to her. So did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? I wasn't attracted to her until what? Until we came in alignment. So same thing for you business folks. Just stay in your flow, and eventually people who ain't listening to you, because you ain't that big, you ain't dropping that you making $1 million, you're a multimillionaire, you ain't talking that language. But if you stay consistently in your flow, they will find you because they listening to you from afar. Alignment will happen, and it'll start bringing people to you, right? I lost my train of thought on that one. Why was I talking about Oprah, child? Why was see, that's that ADHD CEO of me. Why was I talking about that damn Oprah? I was out of alignment with her. Then This is the point I was making. Whoop, 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 whoop. I came back to myself. So when I started following her, I was so impressed, just so impressed with her level of show up, like how she would do those interviews, and she would like bring out the best in people. And I never forget, I was talking to my grandma, because my grandmother had been trying to get me to watch her for years, right? Because my grandmother loved Oprah. And she said, LaKendra, anything that you can just be all into, like just imagine if you could just be Oprah for 365 days and all you had to do was, study notes and study people's lives and interview them. She was like, you will become a master at that. You will be masterful. And that pivoted my whole mind into like, oh, so I really need to align my life with things that I'm passionate with. Because if I'm living in alignment with what I'm passionate with, then eventually I'll become a master at it. Where then what? I'll start attracting people that want my knowledge, that want my method, that want my way, right? Because that's how it happens. But when you're living out of alignment and when you're doing all of these things that do not serve you, you would never find that level of mastery. You would never find or meet your genius level self. You'll be in excellence, right? Because humans, we're amazing people. We're so programmable. We learn how to do everything masterfully. So you can find your level of excellence, but I'm talking about that genius zone level. So when you sit down, when you fire yourself, right? You sit down and you write out your values, write out your principles, write out your vision. What is the end result for your life? Then you look at all the people who you spend, most of your time with, the folks who you hang out with, who you talk on the phone to. You look at your job. You step outside your house, you look around your community, right? You sit your family down, you have conversations with them, and it should all be in alignment with the end goal. And anybody who turn their nose up and ask you 5 million questions of why, and oh my gosh, this is just so ridiculous. Like, why would you want to leave your job to do that? How are you going to pay your bills? When you start having people talk to you like that, them the people that, you need to just put them in their place, which is in a whole nother column that's no longer in your mind. They just need to go somewhere. And then you need to start planting yourself around people who's going to challenge you. I know I'm a challenging person to be friends with. I know, Lord, I know. But that's because I don't want to be lonely. And I want people who in my life, that don't mind the challenge of growing. Because the more you grow, then you will respect my growth. Because I'm going to keep growing. And the more that I grow, then I can respect your growth. I cannot turn my nose up when I say, when you tell me that you bought a $150,000 car. I'm going to be in celebration, because if you can afford it, then I'm celebrating you. This is what I'm talking about when we're out of alignment. Because if you say that to somebody that's vibrating low, oh my gosh, you think you all that. You bragging, like all that low vibrational talking shit. Like, I can't stand it. And I have to be careful who I talk to, because I do live next level life. It ain't just normal. So that's the reason why my circle is real small, and people move in and out of my life, and I'm okay with that. I didn't understand it at first, but I get it now. I get it. They move in and out. I'm like, dang, why people moving in and out? Like, I'm a good person. I treat people with love and kindness and respect. Woo, 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 woo. It's because I stay connected with my heart. And my heart forever protects me. Without when the programming happens, where I feel like, oh, Lakendra, you got to take that negative behavior from this person or from this place or this thing. Heart says, no, you don't. This is not the way. This is not the way. We got to keep vibrating high, because eventually you're going to find that love of your life that just only want that from you, right? Because that's the only thing they want to give you, love. You give me love, I give you love. And life will happen. Life will happen itself in that vibration, right? Because the only thing your life wants from you is complete fulfillment. And if you're not giving your life that complete fulfillment, then you are unfulfilled and you're sad and your anxiety is constantly always up. You can't even get yourself off of your cycle meds. And I'm not talking down to people who are really suffering, because that's where all of my love and my passion is. I was raised by a mother that was clinically depressed. I suffer from my own mental illness myself, but I ain't medicated, because I want to feel every day. I want to feel myself grow. I want to feel myself move to the next level. And I want to show up and do the work. So if that means I have to go to my therapist, I'm going to go to my therapist. If that means I got to go talk to my coaches, then I'm going to talk to my coaches. If that means that I got to sit and reflect and not move, then that's what that means. If that means I got to get rid of people in my life who are, because I can't take it. I can't take the negative pressure. So I got to get rid of those people. Then that's what I do. I am now in full control of my life and how I want my life to operate. And I'm very, 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 very unapologetic about that. And you should too. So if you're not that, fire that part of you. If you got people in your life that's holding you down, you need to fire them. And how do you fire people? We do everything in love. We need to have conversations. That's the next piece now, right? You got to be able to communicate effectively. You got to be able to speak your truth. And if that means hurting somebody's feeling, then it is what it is, because people really don't care about hurting your feelings. But you're going to do it intentionally and with love, from a place of goodness, right? A place from Ananda. That expansion, that agape of like true blissful love. So I ain't saying, get a megaphone and just be like, all you, I told you I was going to be nice, who is no longer serving me, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more. I ain't saying that. I'm saying that we need to start adulting. And we need to start holding ourselves at a higher standard, like we do everybody else, your kids, your spouses, your friends, strangers. You want everybody to have this high level of respect for you, and you don't even hold it for yourself. So we are now going to be intentional about holding ourselves at a higher level of respect and honor, so we can start having very beautiful conversations with people that no longer serve us, in case we got to get rid of them or put them in timeout for a couple of years or months or weeks or days, however long they need to be gone, until they can vibrate high to say, oh, I see what she was saying now. I wasn't treating her with that love that she had for herself, right? That's how it goes. So I need for this to permeate in your heart, right? I need to be pissing y'all off right now. That's what I need to be doing. You need to be so mad hearing this message, because you know that you're the person that needs to fire your whole entire brain, throw it away and start over, because you can. And because you decide to do it, it's going to be a beautiful experience. And just trust that process. And connect. Stop being afraid of connecting. I love new beginnings of all relationships, right? I love the newness of it. So I'm not afraid of starting making new friends, even though I be talking about no new friends, no new friends. Child, I don't mind them now because I get why they're in my life. I get why I have to have new damn friends, because the old friends be tripping. Because they stop vibrating. They stop connecting with their heart. We're out of alignment. I still love them, but I don't have time to be judged for my growth. I just don't have time for that. I don't have time for people to judge me because I decide to fire my whole self and be a new person. But it takes time to get here, y'all. It really, really do. And I don't really think I would probably be here had I lost my mother. You know, when you start losing people and understanding that, you know, your time is limited, when you start losing people that you love and death becomes real, where you like, oh, I don't really have a whole bunch of time. Not when my mama died at 59. Not when my grandmother died at 86. I don't have a whole bunch of time. So I'm not going to waste my time living a life that is unfulfilled. I'm not going to waste my time in a selfishness either. I want to go out here and I want to be my best self, not only for myself, but for other people, because I know when I'm in that flow of meeting beautiful people who are on that same grind as I am of trying to be their best selves, we create beautiful things with each other, have great conversation. It makes life worth living. Like the people in my life now, I love just, we so cornball. Oh my gosh, y'all, we are so cornball. We go from spiritual level to gangster level to sending the dumbest shit ever. Like if y'all saw some of the stuff that I sent to half of these people, y'all would be like, she can't be as enlightened as she is. But I love it. I love that I can just be unapologetically who I am and be in love with her. Like I just want to be in love with myself so I can attract myself. So it's okay to say my current life don't do it for me anymore. And you can throw that whole life in the garbage and start a new life. But it ain't going to be easy. It's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take consistency. You're going to have to show up for yourself. You're going to have to create a roadmap for yourself. It already exists, but you just got to tap back into that heart to connect with it, right? And you got to stop chasing things and just start attracting things. And it's so easy to attract things because you just become it. And you don't have to tell a whole bunch of people about your life changes. You don't have to go on Facebook and say, if you no longer serve me, I'm deleting you. Just go delete their ass. You don't have to make any type of announcements. You just live in your truth and people will see the change. They still gonna talk about you. Trust me, I'm talked about every day. Like who cares? Because at the end of the day, when your time is up, it is up and it's up by yourself. And those people who really don't give a damn about you, they're not going to see your legacy off. They're not going to hold your legacy dear. They're not going to carry on your name. So why do you even care what they think anyway? They're lost. They're broken. They're sad. They're looking for their own fulfillment. That's the reason why they can be in your business like that, constantly judging you and trying to tell you what to do. Tell them I said that. I've been there, done that. I used to even be that person. But now it's to each his own. If you want to love, love. If you want to hate, hate. I know what I want. And because I know what I want, I know what I need to have in my life. So it's okay to say, my current life no longer serves me and is now in the garbage. So that's my time, y'all, because baby, who is getting ready to I'm in vacation mode, right? So I'm getting ready to get this good old browner skin, honey. I got these braids done. I bought my one. I'm gonna show y'all. I got my one backpack. I'm taking one backpack. That's the one that I had, y'all. It was not gonna work. So I went and bought a new backpack. I'm gonna pack all my stuff in that one backpack, and I'm gonna be gone over to them other people's country, getting on their nerves, all woo woo and stuff. Cause y'all know I talk to everybody. I don't meet no strangers. So I'm just gonna make some new friends, have a good time celebrating life. Cause when I come back, it's on and popping with the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs. We are now in a position to truly hire. We are already making connections with the community where we get to serve you with our highest vibrational heart of for mental health and really helping people to learn how to feel good about themselves. We also have announcement time. Okay. So on, let me go say the real stuff so I don't be saying wrong dates. On July 24th and 25th, if you are here, baby, just in the state of Texas, it don't even matter where you are. If you ready to get out the house and you want to fly here, on the 24th and 25th, we are having our Radical Expo. And it's for conscious thought leaders. It's for conscious forward leaders who celebrates, mental health, who's really centered about making this world a better place. And you want to come and find out more about us and what we're going to be offering to the world. And you may even want to be a part of it. You may want a vendor table. You may want to come in and put some stuff in our swag bags. You may want to come and maybe speak on the mic, child. Whatever your heart desires. We are very community driven and we embrace all. We embrace all that embraces humanity. And so that is coming up, and it's our first annual, and child, the core team, they doing it. So shout out to the core team. They are working their little bums off. I'm so proud of them. And this is going to be a beautiful success. And it's going to be a beautiful success because I know that we're going to make it a beautiful success. Other than that, I love you. Thank y'all whoever supports me, whoever catches my lives, who shares my lives, who sees the value in my heart and in my wisdom. I really, really appreciate it. Because at the end of the day, child, the universe hears me. And that's who I really want to hear me. Because when the universe hears me, the universe sends me exactly who I need. And it can be one person that come in and change my life. They change my income, baby, my income bracket. They changed my zip code bracket. One person. So I don't need 1,000 people. I don't need 1 million people. I know exactly the game that this life has given me. I've learned how to play it, and I play it really, really, really well. So don't get stuck on how many people are on my lives, how many people can click like, because child, this life didn't even exist for us just a couple of years ago. You foster and you cultivate real relationships with people who one person can change your tax bracket, one person who can change your zip code, one person who can change your area code. That's all you really need. One impactful person that believes in your mission and your focus in life, and they will serve you like you serve others. So wish me happy, happy, happy time over there with them other folks. Bye for now.